The skiff has finally landed, everybody, and we're going to check it out in this video. Hey there everybody, welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Vintage Collection Tatooine Skiff. As you can see, it's on the Return of the Jedi box. It's looking amazing. We've got the Kenner logo at the bottom. This thing just looks vintage to me. And obviously half of the greatness of this thing is the packaging that it comes in. But we are going to open it up. We are going to take a look inside and we are going to review the vehicle. It looks absolutely stunning, as I'm sure you'll agree. But first of all, we're going to look at the packaging all the way round. So there is the front of the box. As you can see, they've got a great diorama going on the front there with all the characters. You've got Luke just about to step out onto the plank. You've got Han and Chewie in the cuffs. And you've got the two Weequays there. Weequay Skiff Master and the standard Weequay. You've got Lando Calrissian in his Skiff Guard disguise, and obviously Vidane driving the vehicle there. And as you can see there, we do have a bit of the Sarlacc pit, and amazingly in the background we do have the Katana, the sail barge, and that is the actual toy that they use for the photo. Side of the box there, we do have some more images. So we actually do have Luke actually on the plank there. We have Lando there on the rope, which is from the broken part of the skiff, which looks absolutely awesome. Side of the box, I do apologise, it's going to be difficult to get it into the image because it is such a big box. And we can just see some more images there of the skiff. And on the side there, it's showing you what you can do with the skiff, and it's actually saying that you can tilt it. So the stand that it's on has a tilting effect, which we will come to in a second. So the back of the box, very similar to the front of the box, but it has a load of the warning stuff on there. Disney and Hasbro at the bottom. The Vintage Collection logo there. So absolutely awesome. You know, if you were around for the original run of the vintage Star Wars figures back in the late 70s and early 80s, this box is going to be very familiar to you. Obviously Hasbro are trying to get that nostalgia flowing through us, which I have to admit they're succeeding, because this box looks absolutely stunning and I'm in love with it already. But as I said, we are going to open it up. We're going to open it up now. But just before I do, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like down below. It really does help the channel. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen my videos before, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're nearly at 3,000, I think. So a couple more hundred and we're nearly at 3,000. So let's get this bad boy open and check it out. Just quickly, just so you can see how it comes prepared in the box. This is how it comes. So you've obviously got the main skiff there, and so you've got some bits that we've got to build, and obviously got the sandy platform that it sits on, and it's all tied nicely in the box. Obviously no figures come with this box, it's just a skiff, but I just thought I'd just show you how it actually came packaged with inside the box. Okay, so here it is all out of the packaging, out of the internal box, and it does come with this nice sort of leaflet here, which is the instructions. So this again is a hark back to the original Kenner days. They always did these nice leaflets inside with the instructions, and these go for a fair bit of money these days, the original ones, so better keep this nice intact. But hopefully we'll be able to read those basic instructions and put the skiff together. Okay, so I can already see that this thing looks absolutely fantastic, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to build it. So we're going to look at the instructions as we do this. So basically you do have these little pieces here, and you can see they have these little nuggets on here, I call them, which are obviously just going to slot in these slots here. So we'll just push those in. They just clip in nicely there. So that's the front, and obviously there's this back one here, again little slots here, and you can see these little holes where they're going to go. So we just need to line those up. Fantastic, there we go. Okay, so now it's telling me to put the struts in. So obviously these have got little balls on here, and you can see by the shape of the thing which way these are going to go in. So we've got one in like that, and one in like that, and then it's about just putting this on the bottom. Okay, so that was a little bit more tricky than I thought it was going to be. Now my advice to you is to actually put one strut into the base and one strut actually on the skiff itself. So then when you put it on, you can actually line them up and then you can get it on much easier. Trying to get both when you've got the struts already onto the base, it's a little bit tricky. And the reason for that is because obviously these are actually on pivots, so they move really nicely there, so you can have it on like a slanting mode. So you have to get the pivots lined up, otherwise you'll be all over the place with it. All right, so now I'm going to get the other pieces in. So we've got these bits here and here, and obviously we've got this one which is made out to be broken. So we're going to put those on now. All right, so as you can see, I've now got these side pieces on. You do actually get a spare one. If you didn't want to have this broken effect one here, you could replace it with there so it would look brand new and clean. I'm going to keep this broken one on there for the time being. I quite like that. Now this is the control piece. So obviously this is going to go into this hole here. And as you can see, you do have these two little pipes here, which are going to go into these two little holes there. So I'm just going to go and cut away and do that now. So that piece there was actually quite difficult to get in. You really do need to push that in, and it does actually make a snapping sound when it fits in. So we do also have these other pieces here. Now this obviously clips on here to cover up this piece of the bottom of the skiff, and this bit goes in here. I'll show you these bits more in detail at the moment. I'm just going to get the pieces in and set in. Now obviously on the sails or the fins that clip onto the back, so these come in two pieces here. You get two of them obviously for each side. So I'm just going to again cut away and put those together and put those on the skiff for you. All right, okay, so as you can see, I've got the skiff now set up. I've bunged some figures on it. These are some of the ones I have to hand. So obviously this is the Luke Skywalker from the black 3.75 inch black series. We've got Han Solo there from the Jabba's Palace. We've got the new Chewie. This is an old Weequay that actually was gifted to me by Raymond. Thank you very much, Raymond. I don't actually have a loose Vintage Collection Weequay. That is something I still need to get hold of. We do have the new Vintage Collection Lando in Skiff Guard disguise without the helmet. My son has lost it. And we do have the new Vidane figure. So obviously this is just one of the ways that you could have it displayed. Now, the thing that really annoys me about this playset, and it is the only thing that does, and it's the lack of peg holes. So we don't actually have pegs to put the figures on. Now the skiff itself is on a rocker, so it can actually rock further down. So obviously when Lando falls down, you can actually reenact that. We can actually make the skiff lean forwards, but I'll just show you what's going to happen if I do that. So it is on a pivot and you can go, oh wow, okay. So obviously characters would fall down if that happened to the skiff. You know, you would have Lando on here crying for help, falling into the Sarlacc pit. Just move it down slightly so you can see. But obviously it would be nice to have peg holes for the figures, because you might want to display it like that, but at the same time, if you were going to display it like this, then the figures do rock around a lot. They need peg holes really, and unfortunately they don't have the little pegs. Sorry, not peg holes. They've got the peg holes on their feet, but you know what I mean. Peg holes in their feet. They need the pegs to actually stand still. I had a job actually setting it up and having all the figures standing still at one time. Anyway, guys, that's the negative. We're going to go over the positives of this vehicle now. We're just going to take a look at the vehicle in detail. So I'm just going to get all these figures out of the way so we can take a look at the skiff in detail, because it is really, really nice. It's a lovely piece. And as you can see there, we do have some amazing detail all around. So we got some lovely gold effect on the steering column there. And there is some more of that going on these pegs here, there. And if we take off this piece here, I don't know if you can see that with the light. There's some nice engine workings going on in there. You can take this panel off here, which again hasn't got too much detail in it, but it is some nice sculpt work going on. And you can also take off this whole panel here to show some really intricate working on the engines and everything that's going on, and the mechanical parts of the skiff. So again, some nice touches. They always seem to do this now with the Vintage Collection vehicles. We had it with the Imperial assault tank. So some nice touches there. We're just going to put this back on. So these just literally clip in. But you can see how easily this thing rocks. So when you've got figures on there, you just need to be really, really, really careful, because they're just going to fall off with the lack of pegs. As I mentioned, we do have lots and lots of details. You can see some scuff marks going around here that are painted a bit silver with some dry brushing effect on it, and on the front there. Nice detail on the base as well, on the sand effect, with the clear struts there, so it looks like it's hovering. If I turn it around there, again, you can see some nice dry brushing effect all the way around, and it obviously pivots that way as well. These move, the sails move at the back, which is nice. They're on like a ball, so you can have them at any angle that you like. They also pivot on there, and that's the same on the other side as well. But as you can see, some just really nice effects going on all the way around on the skiff. If we move it back, we'll move the plank back in, so you can have it like that if you like. So what do you think then, guys? Let me know what you think of this skiff. Personally, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. We've got some lovely paintwork even on the flooring of here, just some brush marks and everything, just to give it that authentic look. As I say, we've got some damage going around here as well, all the way round. Just looks phenomenal. In terms of other figures that you might want to put on your skiff, so we do have this guy. Now, I believe this guy was the driver of the other skiff. Now, I've been led to believe that he does actually fit in. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but you can just move his plastic tunic a little bit, move his arms up, and he actually does sit there nicely driving the skiff. So if you had two of these, you could actually get him on there as well. Obviously, we've got Vidane here, so you could, if you wanted, you could get his gun out of his holster into his hand, and then you could get him into that pose where he's scrapping with Lando, as it were, trying to disarm him there. And then obviously it gets shot, doesn't it, and they fall down, or he falls down, and he's hanging on there like that. So if you wanted, you could get Chewie on here with Han Solo trying to save Lando. So just a pretty awesome set. I mean, obviously I'm just throwing these figures on here. You'd obviously take much more time to pose the figures and get them how you wanted on this skiff. It's going to look absolutely awesome next to the barge. And just to let you guys know, I do have a barge, and if you've been watching my videos on a regular basis, you'll know that I haven't actually set the thing up yet. I haven't had the space, but now this skiff's arrived, I'm going to make space for the barge, and this weekend I'm going to make a video where I get the barge out and we're going to set the skiff up, and we're going to set all the figures that I've got up on that barge. So make sure you tune in for that video. But this video has all been about the Vintage Collection Skiff, Tatooine Skiff vehicle. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've showed you as much as I can. I'm working in a bit of a small space here, so it's hard to show you everything that this skiff has to offer. But my recommendation is, you know, maybe get one or two of these. They're absolutely fantastic. So much detail, so much care has gone into making this. And for $39.99 or pounds, I think it was, in my opinion, absolute bargain. So then, guys, let me know what you think of this skiff vehicle. Let me know if you like this video. Drop a like down below. And we shall see you on the next one.